I was hoping when the Attorney General selectively quoted from the Mueller report, it was a mistake. He wasn't trying to mislead the American people. However, it became clear when I saw what happened in the Manafort case, the Flynn case, the Stone case, imposition of the president's will through him on the normal course of justice, this became too much. And it just continued from there. He's acting as the president's consigliere, his mafia attorney. He's not acting as the Attorney General of the United States. The better question is almost, why did I stay as long as I did? And I stayed because I felt it was imperative to complete the prosecution of Duncan Hunter and his wife. President Trump made it clear in an early tweet that he was upset at the Attorney General for indicting both Duncan Hunter and Chris Collins, two of his most ardent supporters in Congress. Given that, I was very, very concerned that there'd be meddling from the Department of Justice if I left. Therefore, I stayed until I could complete that prosecution. Then it was only a matter of time and tying up loose ends, and I was out of there.
Some might say Barr's predecessor, former Attorney General Sessions, acted more egregiously when he went along with the Trump plan in 2018 to prosecute all undocumented immigrants, even if children had to be separated from their parents. And many of these children ended up in cages, in detention. Did you think about leaving the Justice Department then?
It bothered me, but at the time, I weighed it, and I said, as long as I personally would have nothing to do with it, I could do more good on the inside. I was what I think Donald Trump would refer to derisively as the deep state. And I want you to know that's a term that the career people in the Department of Justice and every other agency now wear with pride.
So U.S. Attorney Bob Brewer in San Diego, your former boss, sent out a press release this week designating prosecutor Chris Tenorio as the election officer for the Southern District. And the goal is to deter election fraud and discrimination at the polls. What's your take on this move?
I have nothing bad to say about Bob Brewer in doing something like this. The fact of the matter is, Chris Tenorio has been our election fraud coordinator for years and years. He's a loyal public servant. He's a great guy. He's going to do a good job. My problem is not with that. My problem is with the Department of Justice and Bill Barr. For the first time since I can remember, decades, changing our policies to say that he is going to attempt to bring charges regarding election fraud before the election. That's very, very dangerous.
What's your prediction for the Justice Department if President Trump wins the election next month?
I can't believe I'm saying this, because if you had asked me the same question a year ago, maybe even 6 months ago, I'd say, don't worry, Amita, we have a strong democracy. We don't have anything to worry about in this country. We have the courts, we have the press, we're going to be fine. I can't say that now. If Bill Barr is put in charge of the Justice Department and Donald Trump of this country for another 4 years, I think our democracy is in risk. I think this country could slip into tyranny.
And if former Vice President Joe Biden wins, what happens at the Justice Department?
Well, it's simple. We're going to have an Attorney General installed who follows the rule of law. We know what type of person Joe Biden is because we've seen that in 8 years as Vice President. We're going to have the people of the United States be represented by the Attorney General. And we're going to have an Attorney General who is not a lapdog of the President.
Phil Halpern, thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Amita, it's been my pleasure.